We got goats again. Right, folks, we got goats again. We've actually had these goats for maybe 7 months. I just haven't done a video on them. It's been busy. But I'm going to talk about why we got goats the first time, how we got them, why we got rid of them after a couple years, and why we got goats again. I'm standing at, it's messy here, but real quick, here's our transforming A-frame cabin. Still got work to do, but it's a work in progress. I'm sitting on the deck here. So it's fall in Western North Carolina. This is our little transforming A-frame. I got the floor done, almost done, like 85% done. I know it's a mess, but let me take you inside real quick to show you how the A-frame's looking. Yes, we even have a bed in here. I wasn't planning on getting the bed until I got the floor done. But I've been looking for a bed, and this one came available. It came with 2 mattresses, nothing fancy. It's actually a bunk bed. I don't know if the bunk bed is going to fit in here, actually, because of the way the A-frame goes up. But I knew that when I bought it, and I may just do the bed side by side, and it'll kind of be a big queen. I still got to work on that window, screen it in, and frame it. But it's looking good, people. That's where our little kitchen's gonna go. I still need to do a shelf there. I gotta fix that up there. Fix the door. The door is not where I want it to be. It functions as a door, but I need to really work on that a little bit. And then eventually, this is a transforming wall. It does open up, but I don't have a way to keep it up, so that's gonna be happening soon. Let's meet the goats. Stepping out of the A-frame, and whoops, the goats are right here, people. We got 2 weathered males, and this is how we got them. A friend of ours who lives nearby, they were living in the country, and then they opened up a store in our small town, and it was about a half-an-hour drive to get to their store, and they found that it was kind of tough to do country living and working at their store, so they actually bought a house in town, and they gave their goats to us, and they've been with us for about 7 months and just living the country life and enjoying being a goat. So let's meet Kudzu and Cashew. Hey, buddy. This here is Kudzu. He's the friendly goat. The other one is an unfriendly, but this guy's way, way, way more friendly. He likes to be petted. He likes the cuddles. He's a Nigerian dwarf, and he is just a fun goat to have on the farm. Very happy little goat. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. Okay, let's meet Cashew. Now, Cashew is, I believe, an Alpine Saanen cross with some Nubian in him. So here's Cashew, quite a bit bigger than Kudzu, and he's much better at doing what we're using them for, and that is working on weed management in our pasture. So we're in our horse pasture here, and where I'm standing and walking, I gotta watch it actually, because Cashew, the Alpine Saanen mix, he likes to get you with his horns if he gets the opportunity, so you gotta not give him the opportunity. Where I'm walking on our horse pasture, this is about maybe, I don't know, 2.5 acres back here. But where I'm walking 10 years ago, the middle of the pasture was a wooded area, and we still got a few trees here, and I need to take a few trees down that are dead now. So we had this cleared out, and we use a lot of the wood for firewood, but there's still some problem areas that have been hard to manage, and that's what we're using these goats for. We have them on a leash system, and every day I move them a few feet to take out the weeds here. So they are doing a really good job at this farm task, and hopefully we're trying to work on pasture management back here. It's actually better this year than it was last year. What I want to do in the future is get a electric netting system, and maybe get 2 more weathered males, and we're going to move them around the farm, and they're going to hopefully keep our weeds down to a minimum. Of course, I'm all about the native plants, but in certain areas we need to have our grass growing for the horses. Gertie, you better not mess. Get over here, Gertie. Gertie is not a goat. We did have goats when we first moved to the farm. Oh, you just can't get me, buddy. I'm just out of your reach, and that's what I want. We did have goats for about 4 years when we moved to the farm. We've been here about 10 years. And actually, our friends, when my wife and I got married, our friends bought us goats as a wedding gift. Very nice gift. They were fainting goats. We had 1 weathered male and then a breeding pair, and the breeding pair was actually registered. And the story is, we got married in a campground resort kind of place where family from across the country came and friends came. And after we got married, we stayed at that little camping resort for 3 or 4 days, just spending time with my family and my wife's family. And when we got back to the farm, 4 or 5 of our friends were waiting with the goats. We had a lot of fun with those goats. We actually sold several kids over the years and had fun, but we just didn't have a good system for them. And we learned we didn't want to get into the goat breeding business. That's not a direction we wanted to go in. And these goats, these fainting goats, they would faint for any reason. If they were scared or nervous, but if they were happy, if they were hungry, if it was cloudy, if it was sunny, they fainted a lot, people. They don't actually faint. They twitch their muscles and fall over. I'm sure you've seen them. And then the real problem was they kept getting out of their enclosure, and we didn't have them for weed management. We could have, but we just weren't there yet. And they kept getting out of their enclosure, and they would be eating the bark off of my fruit trees, off of other trees. They got in the garden once or twice, my flowers. And we just needed a break from them. I don't know if we would have gotten goats again, except these goats were given to us by a friend, and it made us realize, okay, we can use these goats for a greater purpose, and that's pasture management. And where I'm sitting right now, this here is grass right here. The goats took care of this summer, and now I'm bringing them back to the higher area. So hopefully in a couple days or a week or so, this whole area, Gertie, you better leave him alone. Probably in the next week or so, these goats will have cleared out a lot of these weeds, and then I can come back with a chainsaw to manage it and to hopefully keep it clear so that we can get grass seed down again. Grass will grow, and then I can use the tractor to maintain this. Gertie. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so, maybe shorter, these 2 goats will have cleared. Boy. Sorry, like I said, Cashew likes to get you with his horns if you give him the opportunity. Cashew. So let's film right over here away from him. So hopefully in the next week and a half, they will have cleared this. I just put them on this little section last night. And that's what I like about these goats. They have more of a purpose. They're weathered. We don't have any females. So they can't have any babies. We don't want to get in the goat breeding business, but we do enjoy the goats. They're fun to hang out with, go on walks with. And mainly they maintain the pasture in places that are a little too steep for my tractor, and it's too hard to get in there and maintain with other tools. But if they can bring this back down to grass, then I can come back and maintain it again. They have already been out for like the last month and a half. We've been using them to clear areas on the farm. I'm going to show an area. I should have shown you the before, but I didn't. This area over here was our burn pile. So behind me used to all be woods, or a strip of woods. And this is where the burn pile went. The burn pile was pretty high. And it's been several years, but this is always a problem area of the pasture. Lots of weeds and sumac trees are growing. So I put them on here for a week. And behind me, you can see what they've done. This used to be all blackberry bushes and sumac trees and vines. And after a week, they brought it down to this, which it still doesn't look great. I need to come back with a little chainsaw, get those sumac trees. But now I can access it. And then I'm gonna get the tractor, drag out some of those old burnt logs, reburn them or put them somewhere else, chop them up, throw them in the woods. We'll see what I do. But this is a great start. And then I can regrade that and access it with the tractor, put some grass seed down. There are some concerns, right? They are on a leash system, so I need to check them several times a day, make sure they don't get tangled up. They do get a little tangled up. You got to make sure your goats aren't so close to each other that they tangle each other up. That's I do like the leash system though, because you can really target a specific area. But hopefully this spring we'll get the electric fence system, maybe 1 or 2 more goats, and then we can really use them more effectively in some larger areas. And I don't have to worry about them getting tangled up. That is a potential problem. You gotta be careful. So I do have to check them twice a day. But if they were in that electric netting system, I would still check on them, but I don't have to worry about moving them, untangling them, things like that. And we could leave them in an area for a longer period of time with a movable shelter. So that's where we are with the goats, and that's what we're hoping to do in the future. I hope you enjoyed this one.